Don't look and don't touch. You really know how to make a colleague feel at home. Every little bit helps. I feel a new experiment coming on. Please, you have nothing to apologize for. You have grown into my most trusted ally. I look forward to our next adventure. I know this must pain you, Blade, to see your turf overrun like this. All that work. As you wish.
I cannot allow that.
So, we're headed underground. I know the sewers well, since, I used them as my lab. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy those big green fists are on our side. But his path to full recovery will be a long one. This area smells like Blade's sweat. I am too familiar with that smell. Whatever the vampires want with the Morlocks cannot be good. They stole my work, Hunter. They perverted it for their own designs. In case you're wondering, symbiotes taste like spicy motor oil. I'd prefer to be left alone, Hunter. No. The real problem is the teeth. I would have taken Faustus out for free. How did Crossbones get the gig? I've been there. You walk into a room and forget what you came for. Now that I've had more time with it, this might just be a spoiled smoothie. Oh, this could be useful, actually. How are you feeling about the upcoming battle? I am familiar with the tradition of smashing plates against the floor during grand celebrations, but I have not heard of doing that with cake. At the risk of sounding overly sentimental, let me say one last thing. When I first arrived in the Abbey, you had reservations, justifiable reservations, about letting a vampire into your home. Be careful. Transient bats could be vampires in disguise. We'll have to do that more often. One of our allies is in danger. Most of my light reading is actually quite dense. I guess that is a bit of an oxymoron. This new breed is the Diet Cola of vampires. Their taste is a pale imitation of the original. Aspartame, more like asparlame. Anybody? I left the lab for this? Naturally. Blade and I are getting along better than ever. Oh, I appreciate Halloween. We'll just have to reapply ourselves to the task. Could I interest you in going somewhere else? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. We didn't really think this one through. I'm disappointed, but I was prepared for this. I'm being sarcastic. I offered to help. Several times. In most social situations, I found it's best if I don't get involved. Undoubtedly. But he is far from whole. Banner is smart, but that level of intelligence does not mean he knows how to deal with emotional pain. My suspicions about you were correct. I bet I could beat Banner in a fair game. If Banner didn't know we were playing, one of the advantages of being a living vampire is that I do not have those Achilles heels. I could drink holy water all day, and a silver bullet stings like a lead one. You've been training with Blade, haven't you? Don't let too much of him rub off on you. Our ally is in dire shape. That's what I was doing. Your training is coming along. That would be the highlight of my day. Sounds like a good excuse to take a break. This isn't as charming as you seem to think it is. What are we standing around for? Let's go take care of the problem. Let us show them how it's done. A strong partnership. This one has a fascinating composition. If only we had time to study it. Well played. I'd love an office that wasn't next to Tony Stark. Yes. And I'm sure Blade would blame me for that too. Come to think of it, I don't want to deal with the headaches of jurisdiction. But a vampire can dream, can't he? I'll be right here. Not that we need more problems, but I could try turning a few of them into vampires. Under my control, of course. I think I wrote down some of my plans. Oh, they should be around here somewhere. Addio. That's Greek for goodbye. Time really flies when your head is in a medical study. I bit my tongue once. Thankfully, it grows back. I'm a little busy, but I'll make time. Yes, I am a bit of a cliché. A vampire obsessed with the vital fluid of life, so sue me.
Please, say something.
What? Blade despises me. Is that what the kids are wearing these days?
I feel invigorated.
If I ever use the words spot me, something is wrong.
I'll aid them if I can.
They could take that show anywhere. Why isn't it on a tropical island? There isn't anything standing between us and Lilith now. Oh, yes. In fact, I believe my bite granted Blade his vampiric strength. See, that is why you are in charge. I can only hope that I will someday be as inspiring. Have you ever seen a vampire smile?
You're about to.
You don't know how hard these are to find. I know what it's like to hate and fear a part of yourself you cannot control. Do you have insurance? Just kidding. I don't take insurance. I keep thinking about Banner's return. He has a long road ahead of him. Fair point.
No. While Stark pretended to ignore me, Strange was actually too absorbed in his work to notice.
That webbing was a fortunate side effect. Be grateful you don't have 8 legs.
You'll get yours.
Oh, is that why everyone around here is so tense? They're jealous of me in some way? I guess I can't blame them. Yes, but we didn't break anything. That is a big step for us.
I must be a key part of their strategy.
It's an imperfect comparison, but a bit like cherries and roasted nuts under a layer of rich, earthy grain. This is nothing. I once thought I'd lost everything, and I'm still here. Your positive outlook brightens my spirits. I consider myself a people person. That is all I eat. I had not thought in that way before. Perhaps you are right. That gives me hope. Maybe someday Venom will have the same.
It's all been building to this.
I've always wanted to say that. You surprised me with this one, Hunter. I bet Stephen always has strange dreams. Get it? Stephen Strange. No, not the time for jokes. No, I was worried you would feel that way. But I will honor the request. I have carried this cross for many years. I am used to the weight. Lilith and her minions did a number on New York. I don't want to assume, but Wanda is a witch, so she should be into bats, right? Looking good. Almost as good as me. You do not know the life I've lived. I was disfigured and sickly at birth. I would have risked everything for a cure. And I did. You should get to know me better. I'm actually funnier than Spider-Man. What brings you in today? For once, my failure of science has worked to our advantage, and you have earned my friendship.
I can see how that suit has its advantages.
I don't have many friends, but I'm glad you're one of them. Oh, I wish I'd seen the look on Sin's face after she was bested by Storm.
Death comes to the corrupt.
I knew you could use my help. No, it's peaceful. But what I do is more of a controlled glide. I can't launch into the air from standing position. I hydrate. Blood is mostly water.
I may need a moment here.
Could we accidentally leave Blade behind on our next mission? What? Kidding! Sort of. Until next time, Hunter. I hear people have odd dreams after a questionable meal, but I always eat the same thing. Frills seem a bit dated. I don't want to look like a pirate.
Just like I had hoped. My resolve is unbroken.
I'll just be here, brooding, more often than you think. She already told me no. Well, I assumed that's what she meant when she shook her head and laughed while walking away. You know what? Never mind. Those experiments can wait. And are yours. I know I look like a monster. That drives a lot of people away. So thank you for making me feel welcome.
I'm more durable than I look. I never liked being the center of attention.
Could we kick the Hulk off a bridge? Maybe if we all hit him at the same time.
I wasn't expecting that.
I don't think I've seen Wanda at full power before. Strange speaks highly of her.
I never doubted this outcome. They may need medical attention.
I'd like to see Blade do that. But if you did that, you might screw up the timeline. Yes, We can sleep when we're dead. They haven't lost their will just yet. I enjoy watching the wildlife around the Abbey. I guess. But only because it gets me away from Blade. Does Blade put up with this? Noted. I hope this doesn't take all night. I'm eager to get back to my newest journal of medical science. It's a real page-turner. That is all I ask. I've been cornered before. I'm sure I'll be fine. If anyone should be worried, it's our enemy. I get it. Sometimes you just need to space out. After my transformation, I was disowned by the larger medical community. But they can't take away my expertise. I don't think you would be anything like your mother. Now that you're in charge, I was wondering if you'd allow me to bring a few cadavers into the Abbey. For medical research, of course. Maybe this wasn't a loss. It was a learning experience. I've actually destroyed more than one church in my time. Oh, never intentionally. So, I'm not saying the paranormal world does not exist. I merely believe most people give it too much credence. In the end, science is more powerful than a spell. It was our first encounter. Blade wondered if I was an alien, because I was unlike any other vampire he'd fought. Well, that was certainly a terrifying performance. This can only bode well for us. You should stop thinking of pop culture when it comes to me. You are formidable. I start to cramp after more than a few hours inside a coffin. You stepped out of one after 3 centuries and jumped straight into a war. It's hard to keep these fangs sharp. Well, quite simply, blood is a contradiction. It is the source of life, but it can also be a symbol of death. Blood was once the cause of my illness. Now it is the origin of my curse. This war is really dragging on. As opposed to what? Yes, so we can all remember it. As long as they don't turn into bats and fly away, that could work. Absolutely. A man walks into the doctor's office and says, "Doc, I feel like a failure. I tried to donate blood, but I just didn't have what it takes." And the doctor says, "Well, you don't have to be O-negative." I thought we were about to win for a minute. Fortunately, I'm used to disappointment. What a nightmarish vision. Tony doesn't want me to bring bats in here. Am I being unreasonable? Well, Bruce Banner is one of the smartest minds on the planet. But his experiments with Gamma turned him into a nuclear weapon with a short temper. Trust me, when it comes to Gamma, you can't be careless. I'm sorry, a morb sense? That doesn't sound very challenging. Persistence will get you nowhere. Let's not waste any more time. They make my stomach churn sometimes. My last Hydra agent was a bit fatty. What is it like to have a tan? Does it hurt? I'm telling you guys, I'm a vampire. I can't build muscle. An intriguing advancement. It means that, unlike most vampires, I have a pulse. You are as fearsome as the vampire nation claims. That shouldn't be an issue. It is refreshing to find someone who can meet me on an intellectual level, and people give me looks for what I eat. My research centered entirely on that third field. Unfortunately, you need someone with a more holistic understanding of the science. Maybe your body does. I'm a nocturnal animal. I've been thinking about getting a cat. No, and for the record, I don't sleep in a coffin just because I'm a vampire. You have to introduce me to your supplier. I wonder if there are any bats on Mount Wondagore. Would you collect a sample for me? One slight exception is daylight. I do not burn under the sun, but my eyes are sensitive to the light, and my powers are somewhat dampened during the daytime. I feel the same. I've found that when I keep my mind sharp, I make better use of my body. Of course, I may be getting too far ahead of myself. Who am I kidding? My experiments are possibly the most important thing in the world right now. I could get used to having an office here. Checking in on me already, Hunter? I haven't had time to get into trouble. Actually, I've been thinking about getting 5 or 6 cats. That seems reasonable. No one else has trouble avoiding me. One of the problems with being a living vampire is that I still have to deal with mosquitoes. Oh, is this how you recharge? I fear I would not recognize it. and it would not recognize me. Marvelous. But before we move on, we must make one final decision regarding the sunlight serum.
Maybe you should bring more.
So, Tony's plan didn't work. If only someone had offered to help him with the plan. I am relieved to hear it. You have a wonderful home and a great many resources. I look forward to making use of them.
Did you see the truck that hit me? Hydra's morale must be near rock bottom.
While your claws are impressive, it's your superior healing factor I truly envy. Wolverine has a good sense of smell, but a bad smell. He also has great hearing, so he probably heard me say that. I'm impressed, Hunter. I didn't think magic wanted to come back. Perhaps, but I want to hear from you first. What do you think it feels like to be under Lilith's control? I still haven't found the bathroom. Good thing I don't need it. Hopefully we can salvage our effort here. I need to start bringing earplugs on missions. Oh, maybe you're right. Oh, everything. The beaches are wonderful. The ancient ruins are enlightening. And the food will leave you several pounds heavier. Anything I can do to help. I'm functionally immortal, so I'm sure I'll be fine. But I don't know about the rest of you. Yes, but I don't want Peter to sue me for infringing on his trademark. I appreciate the thought, but I don't eat many meals from a basket.
I'm grateful for your attentiveness.
I'm glad someone is having a good time. It is a compliment. Your concern is noted, Hunter. I won't overdo it. I think you'll be happy to know that I've actually already started researching vampire biology.
This isn't the place for you.
Is this your way of telling me to get out of the Abbey? I have gotten good at repressing my own urges. But to have someone else repress my entire self, that sounds unreal. Have you ever really tasted blood? I appreciate the silence. Hunter, you should know that I will remain committed to the Midnight Sun's greater mission. You all helped me in my time of need. It is only fair that I return the favor. You remind me of myself as a kid. That's not a compliment. I was dying. Okay, but I consider this a favor.
Let's put it to good use.
What's the occasion? Well, I guess I don't care. Do we really need help from another spirit of vengeance? We already have one. I hear Tony has a plan. Guess who he consulted on that one? No one.
I don't suppose that will be the end of it.
Well, I would love a few quiet moments to meditate on what we've said. Unless you need something else. You should never have come here. I'm just glad I'm not the one who smashed up a church this time.
Something tells me you aren't the product of higher education.
You should probably flee now, and we might never have met.
Hunter, I don't deserve this.
Let's talk later. I'm more of a biochemist. Well, I was.
It will be done.
Trying a new meditation technique? I think I got a small piece of cake in my mouth when it exploded, so it wasn't a complete waste. Sabretooth?
Where does he get off calling himself that?
I have to admit, I'm just jealous. Sabretooth is a good name. I wonder if he trademarked it.
I need to regain my composure. Now remember who started this.
Somehow I feel as if you're only humoring us with your power. I hate to say this, but I need a favor. The other side should fear you, Hunter, if they don't already. If you think that's fair,
so be it.
Is there a chance Wanda could reopen that portal? I have delicate experiments to perform, and I don't want it to throw off the numbers. We might need a bigger bridge to deal with all of Lilith's minions. Hold on, can any of them fly? Thank you, Hunter. I'm sure that anyone in Venom's situation would be very grateful for that. So now we have to fight Bruce Banner's brain, too.
I bet his brain can't take a punch.
Who, me?
Naturally.
Before we go, I want to say, you have taught me a lot during the little time we've had. No matter what happens next, know that I trust your leadership. Why aren't there any mirror chairs?
Now, truly, what did you expect, honestly?
On the bright side, now our enemies will underestimate us. Happy to talk anytime.
I'm impressed.
Probably Blade. Spider-Man may actually be stronger. He's one of the most capable heroes I know, but he doubts himself. Blade is just mean, and he knows it. I see we're bringing the freak show to the carnival. Guilty as charged. Hey, test tubes gave me these teeth. The only thing this supernatural world ever gave me is a headache. Can I make a confession? I've been so obsessed with my work, I haven't had time for movies. I don't think I understand them. Sure. Do you want to share one of those squirrels in the yard? Never mind. I could probably eat a whole one myself. Nafplio. It is a beautiful coastal city in the Peloponnese in Greece. You should visit sometime. Nights are peaceful, mostly because I find it easier to hide from Blade. I'm honestly a bit intimidated by that. Ah, Blade. Ever the optimist. Then let me beg for your patience. I think you will find that I am a man of many talents. Hydra's mistake was underestimating us. Perhaps. They vouched for me, yes. But you truly made me feel like a valuable member of the team. I don't know where I would be without that support. Things aren't looking good for our friend. After you, friends. Yes, this is what I mean. Have you ever walked away slowly from an explosion? Action films are absurd. Are you trying out a new style? I wasn't paying attention. Tony and Strange have a solid plan, but all the best ideas come from yours truly. I'm accustomed to denying my desires. Still, you're probably right. I'll make sure you regret this. If you really want to power lift, you don't need protein. You need vampirism. Yes, she could provide some insight, but what do you think? What does it feel like to be under Lilith's control? Oh, is that all? I saw something big dart into a bush last night while I was taking a walk. I admire that optimism. Are you getting enough sleep? My childhood was terrible, Hunter. Tell me something good about yours. I'm afraid this didn't go as planned. Still trying to figure me out? Even so, now you are one of my most trusted allies. Together, maybe the impossible test before us will be a little less daunting. I doubt they were expecting such resistance. This is why I work in the sewers. There is no chance anyone will barge in uninvited. Yes, exactly, that. Gamma is electromagnetic radiation that manifests in 3 forms: a wave, a particle, and, in extreme cases, a mutagenic. Thinking on the past conjures painful memories, Hunter. It's funny. The more I try to run from my past, the more I realize that my fortunes haven't changed. Absolutely. I expect this will end in disaster, but I don't want to miss the show. That is easier said than done. For men like Banner, the road to inner harmony is paved with bloodshed. They say chaos magic is among the most powerful. I'm starting to believe it. Manhattan really comes alive at night. As do I. Finally, a worthy adversary. This one presumes to lurk in the shadows. Enough is enough! We must destroy Dracula, cut off the head, and the new breed vampires will fall. You shouldn't have to fight demons anymore. They should run from you. I cured a blood disease, only to trade it for a blood obsession. I'm still hideously disfigured, and I remain a shut-in who endlessly pores over books. If we weren't allies, I might be concerned. How was I to know that my bats would try to eat sacred fruit from the tree of immortality? Why did Strange even have that? Careful now. Much more of that, and you're at risk of being labeled unfriendly. I would not have blamed you if you had kept me on a short leash. But you welcomed me into your home and made me feel like a valued member of the team. You know, the Greeks invented the tradition of having cake on your birthday. Oh, do we have any blood cake? I'm on a special diet. Venom knows he's done wrong. He's tried. He's trying to reform. But it is often hard for people with marks on their record to get a fresh start. Actually, I think I do hear Blade, so I am going to hide. We won't be a minute. I believe I was attacked by an actual clown. If my skin wasn't so pale, you'd see me blushing. If you need someone to sit in an air-conditioned room while you fight along the sand dunes, I'm your vamp. If we can disable those terminals, at the very least we can slow their efforts to reproduce the serum. As they say, everything by the book. You're just lucky I'm not ready to feed. How many people can fit through one of magic's portals? Ordinarily, I admire tenacity, but not this time. Care for a drink, Hunter? Correct. They are empty. Of course. My body is a living testament to my skills at genetic manipulation. And my hubris. What sort of trickery is this? Your energy seems limitless. Are you getting enough protein in your diet? I've heard that's important for mortals. Where my blood fails me, I have no choice but to feed. But that doesn't mean I can't change at all. I do, and that scares me more than Mephisto himself. Oh, here's an idea. Inject bat mucus with hellfire. No, wait, that's for something else. Yes, it is quite funny. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one in the Abbey with a strong sense of humor. But you get me, Hunter. What? You wish us to jump him? After sharing your plans with everyone in earshot? Mr. Brock, you have misread both my intentions and the entire room. We may have a problem here. Seems Banner wants to challenge us to a game of wits. Finally, a worthy opponent. Strange probably doesn't want me back in his sanctum. After what happened last time. You know, sneaking out is often harder than sneaking in, which I would have told you, if you'd asked. I've heard of carnival barkers, but do you think anyone is hiring carnival biters? I'd be good at it. That is still a bit of a mystery to me. Sin covets leadership, but she is also drawn to men of great power. Dracula likely believes he is manipulating Sin for his own gain. Sin undoubtedly feels the same. This is better than a workout. With a mouth like that, I suppose you need some talent just to survive. New plan. What if we all play dead? I'll workshop it. Not tougher. He just knows your weaknesses, and he isn't afraid to exploit them. Yes, they're always in the way. You have to rediscover how all your mouth muscles work when you talk, and accidentally biting your tongue is a real hazard. I'm still not sure that will be enough. The work Hydra has done with gamma injections was too profound to ignore. No one is to blame but yourself. I am the kind who still needs blood. Let's leave it at that. If you like, I could soften the Hulk up a bit first. A cute dog was crossing the street. Over the years, I have been forced to shave a lot of eggs. I didn't mean to come out here. I got turned around. I should try blending blood into a smoothie next time. Blade sent you to check on me, didn't he? Probably didn't want to come himself because he thought we'd just end up fighting. Take a minute to gather your senses. Most of the time. Though I once got caught in a powerful gust of wind while gliding, and it dragged me into New York Harbor. Now I check weather apps before gliding. Normal. What is normal? For people like us. Congratulations, Hunter. Dracula's vampires suffered a major loss today. I see you're walking softly. Where's your big stick? Not long ago, she approached me and offered to fund my research. I tend to keep a low profile, so the fact that she was capable of tracking me down told me she was a woman of considerable resources and connections. Lilith really did a number on you. I just hope it helps. Bats are still better. I'm sure your mother would break free of my control immediately. My childhood was good, but it was not easy. My disease often prevented me from going outside, and my social interaction was limited. Is it even possible to do this without further angering him? You know, I've come back from the brink of death a couple of times. Started to feel like I was immune to it. Something about this coming battle is making me question that.
Cowards often come in groups. As much as she'd like to pretend, Sin doesn't hold the same sway as her grandfather, much less Lilith. These things don't seem very lively.
No, that's where you're wrong. Banner and the Hulk share a body, but they are different personalities. And I understand Banner isn't incredibly fond of his greener half. I believe that spell is called listening to her talk about independent foreign films. I could not think of a better way to relax.
Oh, hey, I'm not up to anything, I swear.
Don't stress over it too much. That's bad for your heart.
Things have taken a turn for the worst. You really rang Venom's bell.
Do you think it would help if I let the captain hold one of my bats?
I'd be wary of others keen to exploit those portals for their own gain.
You are feeling very forgetful. You will not remember this conversation. You will also wait on me hand and foot. I can feel your breath on my neck.
Ready to up the ante?
It's not what's outside that matters, but what is outside looks good. If I had a gun like Blazer's, it would shoot metal spikes. I guess those are basically bullets.
Do you possess the ability to read minds?
Yes, I'm sure my behavior put unnecessary strain on the group. For that I am sorry, and I wish to make it up to you.
On the contrary, I am nothing like Blade. You are finished. Do you worry about breaking everyday objects? Please handle them with care.
Of course.
What? Did Blade tell you to keep an eye on me? That might actually leave a mark.
We've certainly come a long way from our chosen fields, haven't we, Doctor?
I'm not going to cry over a guy like Crossbones.
Also, my tear ducts have atrophied.
This could be interesting.
All for the best. I don't like to play with my food.
I will have my vengeance.
Oh, and Hunter, I'm sorry. My behavior tonight was beyond the pale. I wish you had not seen me like this.
It really is more impressive when you see it in person. At least we got the God Killer.
Boy, whoever named that had a bit of a Napoleon complex. How do you celebrate holidays at the Abbey?
And where do you think you're going?
If Robbie isn't using the parchment, I'd love to study why it doesn't burn.
I am nearly extinguished.
That's a lot of backs. I mean, have you seen Hulks? It probably counts for 3.
You seem to have plenty of other tools, or toys, at your disposal.
This place feels a bit like home now.
Are we sure Lilith isn't stacking enemies on top of each other?
This is getting out of hand.
So be it!
It is not a skill I ever delighted in using, but it has its uses. Still, I may think twice next time I am tempted to control another against their will.
I'm glad you're on our side.
That was, I believe the word is, fun. Of course. I've been on the run for so long, my instincts just kicked in.
We all must live up to our legends, right, Hunter?
Going for a hike on Mount Wondergall, remember to bring a walking stick.
To beat back Hydra. I hope you brought enough for everyone.
Yes, the needs of the many outweigh the few. But there are no shortcuts to recovery. I hope Banner does not learn that the hard way.
I'm up for another round, I suppose.
Yes, I am sure anything he builds is better than what I attempted. That is encouraging. I see even doctors need teachers. I'm glad I found a capable one.
There is an army of vampires ready to cut loose on the world, and they are all immune to sunlight. I did that. Not Dracula. Your skills in battle have improved. Now that Crossbones is out of the way, we only have Lilith to worry about. And an army of minions. And the Hulk. I have a feeling that Lilith's days are numbered. Let's hope it's a small number. Perhaps we should review the plan? This can only get worse for you.
Checking in on me again. You really don't need to worry, Hunter.
There's no point in resisting now.
Friend.
I think you'll find I'm more difficult to track than most. You're every bit as good as they say.
No, but that is the point. The expression signifies you are faced with an impossible, no-win scenario.
Yes.
Well, no. Well, sort of. Who could say the story of human progress is built on the backs of those who dared to venture into the unknown?
I believe I owe you one, Hunter. You're finally proving yourself.
I didn't know we could bring our pets into battle. No rush. I'm functionally immortal. Not that I want to test that. Well, we can't all be perfect. I'm glad I never tried to eat you. I wanted the credit.
Fate brought us together.
Well, of course.
Stark has a target in mind.
Actually, I still kind of want one. Is this some kind of social experiment? Maybe we should get away from the city for a bit. I'd love to go to the beach. Then I hope you forgive me for getting serious again. Hunter, I want to thank you for bringing me into this group.
No, don't touch that. Just kidding.
Like a traditional vampire, I possess enhanced strength, speed, and acute senses. An accelerated healing factor allows me to bounce back from otherwise mortal injuries. And while I cannot fly in the traditional sense, I have the psionic ability to glide over great distances. Are you pulling your punches? Why do people use ketchup as fake blood? Am I the only one who can see the difference? I noticed Blade wears sunglasses to cover his eyes. People sometimes get freaked out when they look into my eyes, so maybe that would work for me, too.
We've already made excellent progress.
Bats help pollinate many fruit trees. Without them, we might not have guava, mangoes, or bananas. Well, at least I can say I've done that. Emphasis on done.
I'm sure you've all realized what will happen if these vampiric Hydra forces lose their vulnerability to the sun.
Good enough for now. I can play the long game here.
Painful and revolting.
This is a good reminder. You should get up and stretch every hour. I can tell.
And you are shockingly confident for someone who dares tread on the work of a superior intellect.
She manipulated me. I created this serum, hoping it could be used as a cure. Sin stole that work for Hydra, who knows only harm.
That victory was all but assured.
Giant spring shoes. I won't be answering any other questions. Oh, is this your idea of a joke? I don't understand.
They don't seem like much of a match for someone like you. You should have been more careful.
Yes, I would love to clear my head. Are you having second thoughts? Do you need me to lead? You are too kind. I really am glad you came, instead of Blade. Pale skin goes with everything, but black is best.
I know I'm in the minority, but
I like Transia's feel.
Living up to your reputation for once.
We're closing in on something big.
Get ready for a victory lap.
Not exactly. But I can employ echolocation, much like a bat, which gives me a 360-degree sense of the battlefield.
Your reputation hardly does your intensity justice.
True. Your mother is a very large egg, but I still have hope that we will crack her shell. Am I that transparent? Yes, it is no secret that I have explored some, let's say, morally grey waters. I could have drowned there if people like Spider-Man or Blade hadn't thrown me a lifesaver.
It looks as if I'm on my own now. Maybe we need a trial run of some sort.
Why is everyone yelling? Don't they know my bats are trying to sleep? Now I feel truly nasty. Please, I didn't completely turn myself into a bat. I still possess a base level of human empathy. I have been where Venom is now. I know what it's like to feel weighed down by your mistakes.
I do it myself, but my research takes priority.
I don't think even my memories of you can compete with the real thing.
Your movements are very natural.
So the Hulk is on our side now. Ooh, we'll make the perfect tag team.
Now let that be a lesson to you.
Don't push me over the edge. I'm getting hungry. That is a wonderful perspective. I feel more invigorated already. Do you think Lilith would give us a mulligan on that last mission?
Might as well stretch the legs a bit.
You live dangerously. I like that. Exactly. He's not going to ignore me. They don't make sense. Vampires are always portrayed as flamboyant, blood-obsessed shut-ins. I see what you're after. I do not believe in many of the common dark magics. Most paranormal events can be explained through the magic of science. If my research here can help you defeat Hydra, and I've removed some of them from the front lines in the process, I don't see the harm. Yeah, I know that's his default expression, but Blade and I have gone toe-to-toe enough that I know when he's really upset, and when he's at his base level of grump. Fortunately, I was there to show you how to make quick work of errant fools. I do sound like a paradox, don't I? But give me a moment to explain. Hunter, I'm actually getting worried. And the human body manufactures around 17 million red blood cells per second. But of course, not all blood is red. Creatures like beetles and starfish have a fluid that is virtually clear. When I first became the living vampire, I struggled with my baser instincts. It took me a while to maintain control over my appetite. Spider-Man and Blade were the first two heroes I encountered, and they protected many innocent people from my wrath. Are you okay? Should I get caretaker? Do you want the long version or the short version? This is taking a toll on me. I'm glad I'm not on the receiving end of that this time around. Yes, I'm afraid they'll have to cancel their picnics and ball games for today. To think, we share some of the same traits, the same blood as these mindless retainers. In the right hands, science is a force for prosperity. No, they're mindless freaks. I despise them. Did it come out of the scroll of importance or the book of usefulness? Maybe. I don't know. If nothing else, I'm glad you'll be watching my back. What do you think of the 21st century, Hunter? I knew this was coming, just not so soon. We'll be done soon at this rate. That one has its eyes on one of our innocent victims here. Some things are better left unsaid, but it was all necessary. You may be interested to know that I was in the habit of taking risks long before I was afflicted with vampirism. I pray you have enough optimism for us both. Are you kidding me? I'm not a freaking zombie. Should I talk first? These things are hardly worthy of being classified as vampires. Not that I'm overly protective of the title. I just hope we can put our differences behind us. I'm afraid I've been less than kind to Spider-Man in the past. Thank you, friend. I wish vampires were treated like human beings. I bet the Hulk got pretty cocky when he saw I wasn't there. No? Actually, I don't know. There are a lot of gimmicks these days. I'll have to do better this time. Well, yes. I value your guidance. My prototype sample is no more, but I still possess my research notes. I could continue my experiments in the hopes of curing myself and maybe others, unless the risk of it falling into the wrong hands seems too great. You're right. I shall enjoy some respite. But then I'm jumping right back into this medical journal. It's just starting to get good. I've been waiting. That's why I started with this might sound arrogant. I'm ready if you are. You won't forget this one. Can you believe that Blade and I still don't get along? Actually, yeah. You can't wear me down like that. Did you just call me Blade? Hopefully that will be the last time. I'd say you look like you just got up from the grave, but I heard you literally did that once. You make a good point. Maybe I could also get an eye patch. I don't see anything here worth getting worked up over. Just another dime store mercenary. Seems like just yesterday that I walked through the door for the first time. You fight like a demon. Must be in the bloodline. Do you know what is secretly the worst thing about being a vampire? I think I hear someone coming. We should hide. I would expect no less. Of course, that is exactly what I want you to believe. Not very impressive. I may have to burn these garments. Looks like you've picked up a few of my moves. What do you suggest, I suppose? What can I do for you? Fine, but it's your loss. My design was far superior. Conversation doesn't have to be a full-contact sport. My hunger is insatiable. I won't hold back. Well, that was incredibly pointless for me. If I'd known Faustus was going to go out like that, I would have taken a nibble first.
They are targeting my equipment! Focus on the aggressors!
This place is bigger than I realized.
Hunter, I only put up with the desert for you.
Maybe we are saying the same thing. Those who lead must be strong of body and of mind. That's curious. Everyone sees Venom as a problem. Even before he was under Lilith's control, I'm sure he was on some Avengers watch list. I hope it doesn't come to that. Still, something tells me the Midnight Suns won't be the same after the day is done. Dahlia is fortunate. The toxic filth they pumped into her could have done lasting, serious damage, stopping evildoers and providing children with an acrobatic show. Well done. I do not like omelettes. I do not even like eggs. I prefer to eat my meals after they're born.
I'd also be happy to not deal with Venom again.
I appreciate that, Hunter.
Oh, you think I haven't tried to end this?
I once risked my life to save myself. You have given me the chance to risk it again, to save everyone. I consider that a gift.
A welcome surprise. You look like you saw a wasp.
I see. It's good to know where I stand, even if that is atop thin ice.
I'd say there is always room for self-improvement, but you could put up a no vacancy sign. I said you looked like a goner.
Caretaker didn't appreciate that.
I'll be sure to return the favor. It seems our work isn't done here. Just talk. It's as simple as that. Don't you have a world to save or something? Are your eyes broken, or are you being mean?
I really needed that after our last battle. Not all roadblocks are dead ends. I believe a solution to this problem may present itself in time. True science requires patience. Good grief. And I thought I had it rough as a child. Does Transia feel like home to you? For reasons I can't explain, it does to me. This thing is called the Parchment of Power.
What an original name.
I'll toast to that. It's good to know that not everyone hates me. To whom is he pandering? Thanks for making me feel like a part of the team.
They're particularly fascinated with me.
Yes, from several members of the Desmodontini subfamily, to be exact.
Why are we wasting time fighting each other?
It's such a cliché. I'm above that. Also, I tried it once and got splinters.
We've known each other for a year.
I should have got you something.
You'll find I'm a greater challenge next time we spar.
We could all be taking better care of ourselves.
I'm as surprised as you are. You don't see that every day.
If I may, there are few judges of character better than Spider-Man. Actually, that is an accurate description of online dating. I tried it once. Yes, but getting even two vampires to work together is like herding cats. Honestly, I'm not sure how Dracula managed.
Honestly, you're getting on my nerves.
Exactly. Hunter, I will miss you.
Now that I've taken care of that, what's your next wish?
Oh, really? I thought we had a pretty good rivalry. We bring out the best in each other every time we fight. He must see that.
Maybe you don't understand my path, Blade. I have surmounted one challenge after another just to reach this point.
Intriguing. I don't even know if I'm capable of such a thing anymore. But if I was, I would want to ensure that my spawn were not afflicted with my condition.
How did you get your hands on this?
I hear Venom is still on the loose. Robbie's amateur stunt driving made for an uncomfortable road trip. Thank you for letting me crash this party, Hunter. It has been fascinating.
I don't anticipate spending much time out here.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, I will get you for that.
Did you sneak into a secret base without me?
Something of a dismal effort.
I swear I heard whispering in the library the other day.
No. Not anymore.
I'm sure this must be about something else.
This is more amazing than Spider-Man.
Oh, still shaking off those 300 years in the grave?
Do we have a medic available?
The opposite. Halloween is one of the few days each year where I don't have to dress up to blend in with the crowd. The candy isn't bad either.
I'm starting to understand why everyone puts their trust in you. Ghost and vampires living peacefully together in the Abbey.
Maybe there is hope. Carol doesn't want anyone messing with her tools. I can respect that. So don't tell her I did.
You'll find I'm not easily intimidated.
Am I that transparent? In honesty, I heard you fight harder when you're angry.
Just remember, you asked for this.
I am glad to have Venom on the team. Eddie, I could do without.
Let's get on with it then.
Whatever Blade accuses me of next, I want to get that out early. You might not believe it, Hunter, but this ordeal with the sunlight serum is finally over. Dracula has nothing, and I could never picture myself in Dracula's domain.
What's happening to me?
I'd do this again. Right now, even. I have nothing else going on. Fantastic. I've always wanted to attend a surprise party. Should I change into a more formal gown? No, I suppose there is no time for that. I must mingle. Oh, I'm sorry, Hunter, but I haven't been listening to anything you've said.
Don't cross my path again.
Okay, I will go back to spacing out then.
Perhaps we should try to learn from our mistakes. I'm starting to feel intimidated when you're around. Take 2 fangs and call me in the morning.
But no, I don't actually. I know that she also had a terrible childhood, but she emerged from that ordeal with grace and strength. I suppose I admire her for that. I was hoping she would like me back. Magic on a bad day, and I don't think she'd be happy about it.
I didn't even know these muscles could get sore.
Really? Huh. Maybe I am. I've never had one. Never mind. I'm going to go hang out with Blade.
I am your end.
Have you ever tried sugar-free candy? Some things come close to scratching an itch, but nothing hits like the real thing. Better luck next time, my friend. Let us toast to the evening. Has that thing actually killed a god before? Is there a way we can confirm that? Well, I notice that people don't usually bother people who own a lot of cats. Maybe if I become a reclusive cat person, I'll have more time to focus on my research.
As long as I'm not expected to carry it.
Transia isn't that bad. It's just a fixer-upper.
I'll make quick work of you.
That thing is a god killer, right? I've seen kitchen knives that look deadlier.
We cannot allow them to destroy my work. Protect my equipment.
The cold grip of death
Is the only thing they'll find here. It's nothing, really.
I'm continually impressed by your counsel, Hunter. When I'm down, you find a way to make me feel better. Blink twice if you're being attacked by an invisible force.
Your master must be so proud. This isn't what I had expected.
Have standards fallen that much? They never would have let someone like Tony Stark join the society. Hats, sunglasses, travel by night. But these days, people don't pay much attention to me. They're often too engrossed in their phones.
I'll be more than happy to bow out if you prefer to take on the rest yourself.
Interested in a sparring session? It is good to take a break from my studies. Naturally, most vampires wouldn't be caught dead in a place like this. When you're done with your collar, could I give it a little nibble? You don't need to wear it, of course. I don't help as many people like I used to. We have a word for people like you back in Greece, Hunter. It's philos. Doesn't mean she's not secretly harboring resentment. I've never been good at navigating human social dynamics. You will not regret this. Now, can you show me where we keep the prisoners? I would like to feast. Who said that was different? You know as well as I do, Blade. Your thirst, my hunger. We can only fight it for so long.
Feeling up for a little collaboration?
Nice new outfit. Where's mine?
Our friends aren't doing so well. We're working as expeditiously as we can.
So New York was a bust. Where to next?
All my efforts in vain.
You've done a good job training that hellhound. That is too kind. I do not deserve your mercy. Oh no, he's standing behind me right now, isn't he?
I'm starting to struggle a bit.
You were asleep for a long time. You must have been having some killer dreams. I meant worse for me. Don't care about strangers' sanctum. A barbaric practice. Although I once considered using leeches in my experiments. I might
accidentally release a few bats into limbo for safekeeping. Should feel like home for them. Oh, is there anyone you forgot to bring?
You are not the first person who failed to notice me.
Why is Robbie so excited to see Blaze? Was he this excited to meet me?
If you are referring to Sin and her vampires, then no.
It's important they see you maintain an inspirational outlook in the face of overwhelming defeat.
Why, yes. It is a nod to my past and my incurable blood disease. Quite astute of you, Eddie.
This won't take long. Never meet your heroes. They'll only disappoint you.
Unless they're a scientist.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I in your way? Just let me collect myself. Need a pick-me-up? This one means business.
Preferably, we speak no more of this, under any circumstance.
About time. I was getting hungry. They're surprisingly persistent.
Yes, of course. Regardless, I am not like most vampires.
Well, it's just... why doesn't Tony make his suit out of vibranium or even steel? Both are stronger than iron, as opposed to the gentle treatment you and your friends give them.
True. Anyway, he tried to stab me with a wooden stake. I threw him off the roof of a building. The battle only ended after I drained him of a few pints of blood. I started to relax as I was thinking about my to-do list.
This was on your list, right?
Okay, Hunter. I see what you're getting at.
I won't be gone for long. We must protect the server.
Hydra may grow cocky. That's good.
This world has no shortage of fools, and they're all here.
I was born with a rare, degenerative blood condition. My disease would have proven fatal if I had not taken matters into my own hands and experimented on my body using vampire bat DNA. I cured myself, but there were side effects. Prevention is better than a cure.
Blade and I once ruined a church bake sale.
One of the perks of being a living vampire. I also do not have silly aversions to things like garlic or silver.
Now that was a powerful strike.
Grotesque, lesser beings. I'm way past that.
I'm lost for words.
Oh, yeah? Well, every time I get hungry, I rip someone's throat in half.
I will make short work of this.
I would never have won a Nobel Prize if I hadn't taken a few chances. No thanks necessary. Well, I enjoy... we could talk about... Oh my, if I can't talk about blood, I don't know what to say. Hunter, was it? Thank you for not making a bigger deal about my arrival. I know my presence unnerves many. You know, blood is a bit of a riddle, even for me. Yes, but it was a lifetime ago. There is not much for me there these days. The young boy who once walked those shores has become a monster.
My strength is almost played out.
Why did Blaze get that shotgun?
My strength still grows.
This place is starting to fill up.
Fair warning, I won't share a bed.
Top of my field in biochemistry, and he comes to me for sports medicine. Show me where it hurts. You might regret that. I'm a terrible cook, and I haven't done it in a long time. I once set a cucumber on fire.
That should slow them down for the moment.
It's really just a giant coin. Most people frame it or place it on a mantle. I have my moments. I know we haven't gotten to know each other very well, but I've admired watching you from the sidelines as you led this team through one victory after another. After this is all over, I would like to know you better.
No, but I should have foreseen that he'd want it, that he would come for it.
Do you think I should dye my hair?
Maybe it's time for something different. This can't be hygienic. It doesn't matter how many times you try.
Be careful out there. Apologies. I just want to eradicate this threat and move on with my life. Studying bats for most of my life has given me a greater appreciation for the little critters.
This is getting a bit ugly. So we finally have the opportunity to settle our grievances personally.
No offense, but the legends about you seem a little overblown. Ah, yes, okay. Sounds like an excuse to me. Say hi to Blaze for me, Hunter.
He'll probably pretend not to remember me. Such a joker. Going on a nature trek through the forest could be refreshing. I almost pity these listless creatures. Maybe it's time to retire from villainy. One has to wonder what might happen if one were to feed on such a beast. Hypothetically speaking, of course. As I surmised, consuming vampires has finally damaged the molecular stability of your symbiote. I could do some blood work. What does it feel like to be at the top of your game? No, never mind, I already know. Then I guess I should say thank you. Thank all that is holy. Unfortunately, I also have bad news. I've been tinkering with a prototype gamma serum that suppresses the effects of sunlight on vampiric membranes. The vampires have taken that from me. I'm confused. Most people try to avoid me, of course, but most of the time I just use it in the middle of the night when I have to go to the bathroom. I know what it's like to feel suffocated by a disease. I wanted to help others avoid my fate. How much more of this can I endure? Right. Then I will stick with my journals. I'm surprised your allies aren't concerned about your dabbling in the dark arts. I'm surprised you wound up in this situation. I thought the god killer would be bigger. Maybe it's a small god. It was a bloodbath. Now I'm stuffed. I'd be happy to, as soon as I learn how to manage it. I should have prepared for this eventuality. Thank you for saying so. But I was not always the man you know. Basically, the whole time we've been hanging out, I don't think I heard a word you said. Sometimes things get lost in the noise. When I first started, I took a punch square in the jaw because I was focused on everything happening behind me. Get it? It's kind of like he's saying, so negative. With Deadpool here, I am no longer the least trusted midnight sun. I would hope. Art is basically math. I should be better at this. Maybe Tony will listen to me next time he tries to save the world. A trinket for the collection. It's funny, right? And I would love to get back to that research. Unless you have further need of me. How do you mean? I want to try a mirror maze. I bet I could do it with my eyes closed. Unhand me! I can't trust anyone else right now, but I could use your help. That question. Well, think of it like this. You cannot move forward if you are weighed down by your past. You know, I never grow tired of the smell of the forest after a heavy rain. What sort of beast is this? They're intent on attacking the server. We must stop them. You know, I once knew an expert who specialized in gamma research, but I don't think he'll be any use to you. You've met your match. I don't blame you for wanting to sleep after dealing with venom. That guy can be emotionally draining. I wonder if I could inquire about a set of adamantium fangs. Yes, and if they gave out prizes for being gullible, I would also have one of those. The sunlight serum is so diluted it no longer poses a threat. The vampires have been cast back into the night, where they belong. Feels like we're running out of time. I wonder if my experiments are even worth doing. It's always nice to get out and about, but it is better when the sun's down. I don't often go to carnivals, but if they're all like that, I could get into them. A risk is not a risk if it does not hold the potential for regret. But if you're savvy, you can use the notoriety to gain research funding, and then perform experimental tests on your own body. I'm not surprised we haven't crossed paths more often. I doubt we run in the same circles. Can I just start by having people not bother me? That seems fitting. Let's show them how it's done! And here we see a fate worse than our own. The blood of the guilty sustains me. I can only assume that hurts. You wield the power of nature with aplomb. Oh, I'm still sore from what you did to my body yesterday. Oh, don't give me that look. I meant from training. Yes, I must admit, I love a good fashion makeover. I understand. Who could have foreseen this? Are you bored? Most vampires are tied to the supernatural realm. They are undead creatures. My gifts are a boon of science. I am wholly unique in that way. Quite literally a freak of nature. I admire your conviction. What unnerves me the most is
Her ability to control others against their will. I suppose we don't like the same snacks. Is that why you didn't invite me? Robbie probably feels betrayed right now. I've been through that before, on both sides.
Did you even have a plan? I'm surprised you didn't dress like janitors and try to waltz through the utility entrance. I'm fairly confident in our efforts.
What about you?
Ugh, reptilian blood tastes terrible. Hopefully I won't have to return the favor.
I don't think you can say something like that without a drink in your hand.
A lot of vampires are loners. They're missing out. We probably should have evacuated Transia long ago. Maybe we should evacuate the whole planet at this point. What's the point? I can float on dry land. You could just ask me to move. I looked over the bookshelves. You need more science journals. Time to kick Hydra out of Strange's house. What have we been waiting for? You know, bats have an incredible sense of hearing. That bell still reverberating in my ears. So, your collar protected you from Sabretooth's little bite. Huh, nice trick. I thought you wore that collar to defend yourself from me. I was about to take out the Hulk, but Wolverine got in my way. Greetings, Hunter. The mirror table could be handy for tracking bat populations. I didn't even get this much physical contact from my parents. The energy around the Abbey is thick. Makes me wish I was an emotional vampire. I noticed you didn't ask for my advice on Venom. Let's see how that works out for you. Yes? Looks like you're getting into shape. It's still not a great shape, but it's something. Oh, of course. You should probably be standing here instead. I've been caught up in this thing. I don't know. Put everyone on a diet? I understand. It won't happen again. Oh, fascinating. Did you take one of Magic's portals? Or... Oh, hold on. You're joking, aren't you? Now I feel stupid. I've communed with spirits before. And I would have brought snacks. Hopefully I can defer my own judgment until a later date. Much later. I smell your fear. You are too kind. Not many people are this nice to a vampire. Maybe S.H.I.E.L.D. should change its name to Human Shield. Why bother? She clearly didn't want this party. And now she wants to be alone. I can respect that. What are you doing? Run away while you still can. Seems like you could use a walking stick. I normally hate water, but the heat is soothing. Well, I've been a living vampire for a long time. Might as well explore the alternative. I won't be held down by anyone. Well, I should get back to my studies. Medical journals do not read themselves. But I'm working on that. Hydra's recruiting team must be pulling out their hair. I'm assuming there's some sort of fallback plan. How did it come to this? Why do you think vampire rhymes with fire? Let me show you. You're only making me angry. It is a bit taxing for me, and anyone with a strong sense of will can break free of my control. But yes... Though now I wonder what my victims experience. And people think I'm strange. I like the bar. Heads up, I only drink red. You may have to carry on without me. Oh, no. I wasn't disparaging my intelligence. I meant... well, you could say that. An untested cocktail of my own design once gave me fantastic powers. And what is life worth if you cannot risk it? Intolerable! As a doctor, I should probably warn you about the dangers of diabetes. I don't know, but it probably has something to do with with things that we're not supposed to talk about. The sun is so bright. Why do people put up with it? Get your grime away from me! Your mother may be one of the greatest challenges I have ever faced. Delightful. Come back to me when even the marrow in your bones aches. Then you may understand why I risked it all. Would you like a chair? Transient bats are cute. I think I speak for everyone when I say we can't wait to have some in the Abbey. I'm starting to feel like a real member of the team. I believe I've finally fully explored the Abbey grounds. If nothing else, I do appreciate your style. It is too late for you. In truth... I've been in survival mode so long, I don't know where to find my own off switch. Tell that to the rest of them. They won't leave me be. I don't like this dangerous game of chess we're playing with Banner. I wouldn't mind playing chess with the big green guy. Don't worry, I tripped on that too. No. I'll fight at your side to the end. You deserve that much. I just hope our battle is over soon. As I see it, the universe is governed by fundamental rules like gravity and nuclear fusion. Science and magic are just two ways of tapping into and manipulating those rules. What a waste. Let me know when you have a real challenge. Very gracious of you. Until next time, then. Not a bad idea. Just make sure I have the half with the restroom. I shouldn't have consumed a full pint of blood beforehand. I had to use the little vampire's room the whole time. There is no such thing, in a way, my friend. We still have an egg to shave, but that task seems a little less impossible with you at my side. No, I was worried I might accidentally turn myself into a human leech. The needles aren't just for show, but I do like to show them off. I may store this in the rubbish bin. You had a séance and you didn't invite me? I would say that was outstanding. But we've done better. Get it? Because we're in a desert. Yeah, you're not laughing. I don't think you get it. If carnival workers had any respect for themselves, they'd stop acting like clowns. You know what? I deserve this. I knew it was an astute observation. Why aren't there more bat circuses? Is it the constant threat of biting? I'd love to get set up as quickly as possible in here. Start learning the lay of the land so I can help out. Maybe I shouldn't have laughed so hard at the scary part. That was quick. Were they even trying? At least I'll have some idea of your power should you decide to turn on me. I don't think I can properly express my relief. Hunter, if you had not been there to lean on throughout all this, I do not know how I would have survived. As requested, I'm still expecting the worst here. Sometimes banishment is worse than death. Someone either moved my test tubes, or I'm experimenting in my sleep again. That's because you weren't there. Blade pushed me into an electric billboard. Took weeks to wash out the smell of burnt hair. A revolting predicament! Oh, I wish I could have analyzed that gamma explosion. Oh, and of course I'm sorry Crossbones destroyed Avengers Tower. People complain about Deadpool, but Blade is harder to work with. I speak from experience. Yes, but at least I had a radio. You'll see me again soon! My bats won't study themselves, sadly. I have tried to train them for that. Do you think anyone is upset with me? What did I do? Maybe. I wonder if that was his secret. Don't let your swords do all the work. You need to improve yourself, too. So, now that Blaze read the evil page, are we doomed? How long does it take for the apocalypse to set in? Okay, sure. But I'm worried that if I sharpen my body any more, I'll uncontrollably puncture someone here at the Abbey. Time to dip into the snack bag. Wow. I'm sorry I missed that. Something isn't right here. I wish I had this tech when I was working on my cure. If nothing else, it makes for a fantastic spectacle. Oh, no thanks. I'm a terrible dance partner. Time flies when you're around. Ileana can teleport you across the world in seconds, and you're impressed by airplanes? You don't make a bad first impression. Ah, I see where this is going. Captain Marvel's quest to find a gamma specialist. Unfortunately, your needs may be beyond even my expertise. This room needs more microscopes. Before you ask, no, I won't drop this. You should have invited me. Normally, I wouldn't fall prey to physical intimidation, but in this case... Ah, now I see why Blade is here. He is both creepy and a tool. Wait, please don't tell him I said that. Next time vampires attack, I have a few new moves to test out. Oh, there is a time and place for everything. I need blood to survive, but every now and then I like to experiment with something new. You should try this on Dracula. We might annoy him into surrendering. I know a lot of people look to me for support, But I'm not a trained psychologist.
Yes, of course. But where will you find a friend for magic?
Kidding, of course. Don't tell her I said that.
Well, we don't have a lot of time to stand around. I guess we should be going.
This isn't your first outing, right? The icon of justice doles out another helping. I'm starting to think your unpredictability is a strength, rather than a constant annoyance. Greatly appreciated, Hunter. Wolverine isn't the only one with a keen sense of smell. I'm here if you need me.
But the crust is the best part. What kind of monster do you take me for? Don't answer that.
We're letting Wanda loose against the Hulk?
Let's hope they don't level the mountain.
Don't draw this out, Hunter. I've already worked myself up for a fight. Consider yourself lucky.
I'm not sure. It came out of one of Dr. Strange's bottles. All I know is it's blue and it tastes like moonlight. And lemons.
To think I've come full circle. My salvation and my curse all began with you.
No, I do not actually want to fight you. But I am grateful for your company. Of course. Yes. I'm not used to having someone to joke with. It's been a long time since I had anyone to call a friend.
Let's work together on this.
I could move, if you asked nicely.
What goes around comes around.
Why ruin a condiment? Sin is delusional and hurts innocent people. That goes against my beliefs.
Honestly, I think you had that coming.
I see. Then may I never stop growing.
You'd make a good vampire hunter.
Hunter? Well, that's his side of the story. But I know the man I once fought only grew stronger after that encounter. What did you do for fun as a kid?
I'd expect to hear that from Blade, not you. You know bats can sleep for around 20 hours a day? You might have them beat. I haven't seen anything to be concerned about.
I'm sorry. I'm a bit on edge because I haven't eaten in a while. Very well. But being a child suddenly feels easier.
The best way to determine if a bat is a vampire is to stake it in the heart. But that ruins the specimen, so please don't.
I tried to distract myself by reading a medical journal, but it didn't help. See, we're polar opposites. He's the quiet loner, and I'm the sophisticated one who can string more than 2 words together at a time.
I hope I never have to face you in actual combat. Time to reflect on your failures. I'm almost starting to feel bad for Hydra. Almost. I'd be happy to give you a few tips on demon hunting. I'm honored that you thought of me.
I see you are not easily impressed. No wonder Blade seems to like you.
I doubt this will take much longer.
The outdoors would be better if they were temperature-controlled. Only kidding.
Dr. Strange, still patrolling the spiritual realm, I see.
Seems like you can't get enough of me. I must be fun. If an experiment is dangerous, I get more interested.
Does Hydra have a tower we could explode? If not, there has to be some way to recreate that explosion. Your moves are a little sloppy, but I can't argue with results. If you ever need help with Venom in the future, I have some experience.
I always believed words have power, but the parchment gives that new meaning.
I have your target in sight. What could be more formidable than the power of nature itself?
You were born with the greatest gift any vampire could ever hope for, Blade. To see the sun with your own eyes. Of course. But humankind did not split the atom just to create bombs. Indeed. But you have given me something to think about. Not many people take the time to listen to my theories. For that, I am grateful.
I've seen victims drained of half their blood put up more of a fight. You should be pleased with our progress.
You're not afraid of what we've encountered so far.
A surgeon's hands reborn.
I'm sorry. I've been told that I tend toward the melodramatic. No, I did not.
I may have reached my limit. I had really expected more from you.
Mass production of my prototype sample is a nightmare come to life.
None of us could have expected this.
Whose? Tony's or Robbie's? Honestly, no. But Dracula's disappearance could create a power vacuum. Maybe it's better to take command of the situation now, rather than wait to see what fills the space.
As they should be.
I think you could be too.
Somehow, I always get blamed for reckless endangerment, but Blade is the one who starts most of the fights.
Maybe you have a point. If I had not left Greece all those years ago, I'm sure I would be buried there today.
That won't do it all.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away, In my case, literally.
I can't stand apples.
Hunter, is this meeting about the blood stains in the library? Because I told Blade I would clean that up.
I'm constantly reminded why I should be grateful we became allies.
My tech is kind of like vitamins for your DNA.
The doctor is in.
Honestly, I rarely leave.
You'd probably have better luck if you brought me along, but I don't make those decisions. Now, how many of you are there exactly? I like to keep track.
What? Is this some ancient mating ritual? I'm flattered, but no.
If Dr. Faustus was really that smart,
he would have avoided getting on our bad side. Blaze isn't a vampire, but he kind of looks like one. Thankfully, this conversation has been more enlightening. Thank you for the time, Hunter.
Now I don't feel bad for not getting you anything. I'll be picking bits of Hunter out of my teeth for the rest of the week. Hold on. I overheard someone talking about heading to the desert. Is that a joke? I'd rather sort through the sanctum's ashes. If Lilith keeps throwing bigger monsters at us, we'll soon be fighting skyscrapers. Ah, yes, of course. Silly.
But if it was, whose story is more tragic?
Never mind.
I know it's me, so you don't need to feed my ego. You are too kind. I'm glad I found such a welcoming family of heroes. And about that, feeling unsure. I can counsel you, but I can't decide for you.
Ah, yes. It was finally time for a break.
As they say in my home country, Pame Volta.
I'm taking a stroll.
I was hoping you would feel that way. I can't wait to get back to work. After this business with Lilith is settled, of course.
You have outdone yourself, Hunter.
Hunter, you can be whatever you want. Yes. But if you really want me to mesmerize her into dance, you should see me move these hips to a Latin beat.
I promise I didn't tamper with your collar while you were out.
Do you want to talk to Wanda, Hunter? Or should I? I feel like we did most of the heavy lifting.
There aren't many in the Abbey who can challenge you these days. It's the least I can do.
It doesn't seem fair if you're allowed to eat them and I'm not.
We have to share the room, Hunter.
Still shaking off the tomb? I've been there. It does if you hate yourself. Well, I don't mind the sight of blood.
I suppose I could use the practice. I feel stronger already.
I'd love to get a taste of Banner's blood.
You know, for science.
I think I blacked out for a minute. You have a point. I'm used to living alone, but I will strive to be a better living companion, as long as Dracula doesn't move in. But please, come to me when Hydra starts infusing ancient artifacts with vampire bat DNA.
Unfortunately, they already implemented many of my ideas once they worked through the design on their own. It appears we'll be delayed. I'm feeling out of sorts.
Of course. But there is a small part of me that would like to experience it firsthand. Maybe it is the scientist in me. I know this might sound arrogant, but
didn't you grow up here? You should know your way around.
If only I had a cure for choice paralysis.
I'd rather not, but I can't think of an excuse.
So let's go. Yes, you and I have both avoided death. Yes, but I am grateful because they encouraged me to become a better man. Though I wish Blade's approach hadn't been nearly so ferocious.
This facility is quite impressive. If only it weren't being used for such twisted ambitions. That still won't be enough to save your cause.
Oh, wordplay. Yes, that is fun. I came out here to be alone, Hunter. I see. And did the concoction have magical properties?
Oh, you really shouldn't have. Robbie might have some tips for running covert ops that you'd like. I believe he still watches cartoons. I've learned a thing or two since we last tussled. If you'll excuse me, I have to go back to reading my Journal of Practical Medical Details. I think we've reached their end. We just have to finish them off.
I remember too many nightmares already. I don't need another horrific experience kicking around in my head. I have. He made jokes about my hair.
What do you think of Sabretooth now that he's been lilified? I think he's still a chump.
Most of my dreams are disturbing. I can't tell the difference anymore.
I would get in the pool, but I'd rather floss my toes.
Then we are of one mind. I would rather die soaring through the air than burrowed safely in a cave.
We should really talk about your hygiene sometime.
Wow. And you didn't even need my help.
I mean, I knew you could do it.
Johann Fenhoff, otherwise known as Dr. Faustus.
That's not what I was saying at all, fool.
I think I could bite through that collar.
No, I'm not going to.
But I do think I could.
I had heard tales of a girl taken to limbo, and now I understand.
You won't get away with that!
Well, for one, I would have made it black. Well, that's part of it. My powers come from a perversion of science, so I do not share the vampiric weaknesses. But our differences run deeper than that.
You've left me no choice.
Look, the science is a bit hard to follow. Best if I don't explain it. I'd probably look pretty cool riding a motorcycle.
Did you just smirk?
Up for a little excitement?
I had not thought of that approach, but it does have merit. I do not know when the right time will come, but I look forward to that day.
I don't think Wolverine has the patience for stealth missions. This has nothing to do with anything, but how do you think Wanda feels about bats in her bedroom?
Sometimes I just want to grab them and squeeze them until they pop.
What question? Never apologize for doing the right thing, Hunter. I'll see you around.
Yasu.
That sounds agreeable.
We shouldn't be struggling against these lowly imitations. Not whatever I want. Tony was very upset I tried on one of his suits without asking.
Why are you so nice to me? I like to walk around the Abbey at night while everyone is asleep. It's peaceful.
I still don't get why it's called Go Fish.
You know, I hope that when they finally bury me, it's in a bed. Thankfully, I am able to fill my self-worth and my stomach in battle. It's better than drive-through. Yes, but the Hulk problem is a bit more complicated than that.
My head is swimming.
I guess it was better than fighting Dracula.
Nice work with Venom. No need to thank me. I know my support was invaluable.
Good point. That actually makes me want to do it more.
I'll cooperate.
Who am I kidding?
Tony wouldn't listen to me even if I had blonde hair and a scooped neckline. You want dibs on the Hulk if he shows up again? I don't want you to miss out on the fun.
You're enjoying yourself, aren't you?
No.
Yes. You are like the yin to my yang. You know me. I'm not always dour and fatalistic.
I have a lot of good ideas for how to deal with the parchment, like...
Oh dear, I seem to have forgotten.
It'll come back to me. You know, there are a surprising number of vampires in New York.
A lot of them are cabbies. Seems like you've been avoiding me. You're right. Wallowing in self-pity will accomplish nothing. We must prepare to act. I was full of selfish ambition. I used my resources to further my own goals over the needs of others.
Nice, Hunter! You never lost your nerve.
As long as they don't interfere with my experiments, we'll be fine.
This was great.
Almost makes you forget the end of the world is coming.
Having a bit of trouble?
Well, I'm busy, but I can make time. No, there is no need to comfort me, Hunter. I know how to deal with disappointment. I will go into a dark room and sulk.
There is power in the blood, isn't there?
Sure, that's what it tastes like to anyone without a vampiric palate. But trust me, blood has a richness and a depth of flavor you can't find anywhere else. Thank you for your help, Hunter.
Oh, did I suddenly gain the power of invisibility?
Brilliant!
Brilliant! I'm happy someone now shares in this curiosity. Where does Blade hang out the most?
I want to avoid that area. Let's run some tests.
No change in plans, it seems.
Ugh, no. I swallowed one by accident once. It was not enjoyable.
I'll assume you're currently exploring the astral plane with Dr. Strange.
Ah, and you feel the urge to rip off the head of everything you see?
I'm not good with non-verbal cues. What does this mean? It's a shame we won't have the opportunity to study them. I'd prefer to keep my distance from this one, but I doubt I'll have much choice in the matter.
Are you kidding? These fangs are gorgeous.
Captain America handles his shield with a certain flair that you lack entirely.
After university, I continued my research to find a cure for my affliction. For that, I had to follow the money out of the country. You said you wanted the bullet points. All you really need to know is, I won.
It cannot end like this. All of my efforts in vain. Stronger than I would have expected.
Scientifically speaking, how does the parchment set things on fire? Does it give off a kind of methane gas?
Yes, but can you still do that without a billion-dollar investment?
Regrettably, not only do I need to consume human blood, I crave it. But you do not need to worry. I keep my cravings in check these days, and only feed on those who prey on others.
Ha! Not the first time I've fought alone.
We'll get them next time, Hunter. I promise. I have a task that could, use your expertise. I didn't expect this. The aftermath of your fight with Venom looks surprisingly similar to cupcaked walls. This isn't the worst thing I've ever received. That would be vampirism. Ah, look at that. You've broken the spell. You are strong-willed indeed.
Why don't we cut through the pretense? I must break free of this.
Did you get a few boxes mixed up?
I haven't seen the city in such a state since Blade and I tore through Times Square. That was even worse. That is all I ask.
I doubt I can take much more of this.
Blade mistook me for someone else and tried to stake me. I broke his little twig in two before breaking him over my knee. Don't let this power go to your head. It's already gone to mine. This looks nice, but my last place was a sewer. Could we change the name of the group to the Midnight Moons? I'm not a fan of the sun.
I am no one's prisoner.
Nico said she wanted to watch a movie tonight.
At this rate, Lilith doesn't stand a chance against you.
Do you see me as a fool? I think you misunderstand my point. Even advanced technology looks like magic to those who do not understand it. Did anyone hit record when Blaze was reading the parchment? Oh, something ate all the people. Now that Wanda is back, I might need to clean up an experiment. I agree completely. Also, I want to say, I didn't do it. The entire Abbey is humming about the Hulk. But I'm sure if Banner were here, he'd be lamenting the Hulk's appearance with us.
You're quite adept.
Now that the Hydra vampires have my prototype sample, I've no doubt they'll attempt to create their own sunlight serum.
Your sparring sessions are actually starting to challenge me.
Oh, why, of course. What would you like to talk about? Yes, I think someday I will be. I could have glided down and caught Crossbones before he fell. Let's say I got distracted.
They seem very set in their ways.
Hey, did she say anything about how I was dressed?
Your scent will still give you away.
Well, this was better than doing blood work.
They're quite fixated on me.
Why is everyone gathering in the common room? I think I got in a few good licks. Ooh, delicious.
Sorry, is that creepy? I don't want to place blame, but this isn't looking good.
Yes, but how did his sense of style compare to mine?
Thank you, Hunter. Your reputation is in shambles.
Do you think I should wear sunglasses?
Point well taken, Blade. I'm ready whenever you are. We're really getting to know each other. I'm sorry, did you forget who you were talking to? Banner's brain is nearly as big as his alter ego. He's a formidable opponent.
Oh, I was making a salad.
Ha!
I find it a bit creepy. What do you think it feels like to be under her control? None of the adults around me worried about Dracula or the coming of an ancient elder god.
I can be pretty spiteful. My spirit is full of vengeance. Does that help?
You are doing more than that, and you know it. I wish that is all I needed. Wait, is Stark really making mattresses now? That's very profound, Hunter. You should put that on a card.
I'd like to start a bat sanctuary somewhere around here.
Well, for example, some species of bats can fly at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour, and they often consume their weight in insects every night. Somewhere familiar to them.
Just imagine what that symbiote could accomplish with the right host.
Well, for starters, I do not abide by their foolish traditions. Most vampires are superstitious stooges, hissing at crosses and flinching whenever they feel a drop of water. I'm not being mean. Some vampires are handsome. I'm sure you've noticed. What's stopping you?
I also used to have trouble walking.
But I was dying.
I'll have to redouble my efforts.
Look, I actually know that guy. Yes, I'm glad that didn't happen to me.
Be my victim.
I heard you were a bit unstable,
But I had no idea your delusions of grandeur were this grand.
Those fangs won't get you anywhere. Let me show you how it's done. I appreciate your concern. I never expected I'd be here. Before I met you, I didn't even know this place existed. I don't recoil at every cross I see, but I'll still give crossbones a good hissing. It's better than falling. But you're right. It is not that impressive. Anyone with a large kite on their back can do what I do. Yes, I'm going to go with exactly like that. Cure and curse are only one letter apart. I think about that a lot. Take as long as you like. You're the only one around here who respects my time. I'm usually right about these things. Well, yeah, they're all right. One of my best friends is a werewolf, actually. New York has the best food outside of Greece. Not that it matters to me. Of course not. And I can't promise we won't end up trading blows before the night is through, either. No, of course not. Let me put it like this. If you understand the structure of an organism, you'll know its weak points, where to push so it falls apart. This is what I offer you.
I think you took too many shots to the head in that last battle.
I'm sorry. That was uncalled for. Maybe I am a little on edge. I should set up my lab sooner than later. Spider-Man told me the forge is roomy and bickery.
You can't constrain me for long.
New York is full of dark corners and clandestine meeting points. I love it. So you understand why I advocate for compassion in this arena.
I'll focus my attention there.
You've made a grave mistake.
You're making it hard to resist the bloodlust.
Rarely have I ever been accused of being a hero.
But your words aren't lost on me. You know, I have a similar ability to hypnotically charm others.
I saved most of my frustration for Lilith.
Now that we've defeated Dracula, do you think I could become king of the vampires? I'm going to ask Carol if she knows of another habitable world for bats.
Oh, are you looking to help me with my experiments?
I should charge you for this. I'm not good with body language. Am I in trouble?
My equipment won't take much more of this. We must stop them.
Do you think I could catch that bird?
I'm coming for you, bird.
I'm grateful I can use my curse for good. I had a feeling I'd live to see the end of the world. Didn't think it would come this soon. I'm standing here, aren't I? Just tell Blade to stop sweeping my legs out from under me.
More power to you.
Most of the time, poorly. And I am. Everyone here has been very nice. It almost feels like home. No, you're right.
An unexpected benefit.
We didn't vote, but I would have voted for you. I'm just glad they didn't ask me to do it. Hunter, you wound me. Why, I went outside just this last week.
My controller wasn't working.
I would have preferred a neural interface.
I can't go on much longer.
I am indebted to you.
This is no time for games.
I'd like to be alone for a bit.
The situation seems to be well under control.
I shouldn't do blood work on an empty stomach. I'm always losing things. I'd lose my fangs if they weren't attached. I may be relaxing, but I have to keep my mind active.
A futile effort.
So if I'd known one of those connections was Dracula himself, I would not have worked with her. I didn't think Hydra needed protecting from their own. I sense that this is where most of the arguments happen. I am not used to people treating me with such kindness. Come to think of it, the Hulk is probably a sore loser. I'd probably have to let him win. Oh, I'm no fan of Dracula, but I do respect his sense of style. The problem is your new demon child armor. I had ideas on how to improve its design, but neither Stark nor Strange would listen to me. I don't like being ignored. I can already taste the blood. Next time, maybe you'll be more considerate. I suppose I do. I'm nostalgic for my mother's homemade sutsukakia. Sadly, those old dishes no longer satisfy my cravings. My point is that I'm constantly fighting impossible odds. And no matter how often I defy the universe, it always twists a knife deeper into my gut.
Enjoy this delay while it lasts.
In a sense, you could say Blade can take a vampire apart, but he can't put one back together. Don't worry about it. I know what I'm like before my first cup of blood in the morning.
Zeus himself would be impressed.
I'll answer what I can. I can't wait to sink my teeth into this. Oh, but come on. They would probably be cute little spawn, right?
I'm going to need a moment here.
To control you? You have my thanks, Hunter. I am already bored, so might as well be bored with you. Close enough. Let's do this. Sometimes I wish I could go back in time. I may have been a sickly child, but life seemed simpler. I am.
It has been decided.
I can think of nothing I'd rather do. Don't mind the samples. They're leftovers from breakfast. I see it as a good thing that I did not bother changing into formal attire for this. We have to stop meeting like this. It's actually a medical journal on bispecific antibodies and the treatment of hematologic malignancies. Just some light reading. That's exactly what I was thinking. If this Blaze gets out of control, I'll douse him. Your sincere concern for the guiltless is inspiring. Is this what you had hoped for? Despite your antics, somehow the job gets done. I guess we should have brought a bulletproof vest for Dr. Faustus. Do you think Wanda has a thing for men who look like bats? I am the world's foremost authority on vampire physiology. Blade knows a great deal about vampire rituals, habits, and social order, but he doesn't understand their biology. I suppose you're right. Maybe someday I will look back on this period with longing.
It feels like someone turned the sun up to maximum brightness.
One last thing, Hunter. You have become an incredible friend. Whatever happens next, I will remain at your side.
Now we're getting to the heart of things.
Maybe I have resting bat face. But what if it's all just a simulation? I was so sick that my parents worried the outside air would kill me. I spent whole months inside my bedroom. To be fair, it wasn't entirely selfless. I needed to learn biology to cure myself. Is this your favorite spot around the Abbey? I've seen you in battle. I'm probably better off going after Dracula alone. I appreciate your creativity in combat. Oh, I know that. But I bet when Dracula was younger, he also felt uncomfortable in the role.
I think we're all feeling good about this one, yes? Stealth won't save you here. Hunter, I do not appreciate being disrespected like this.
I'm having trouble getting a read on you.
Want to hear a joke?
Yes, actually. Farewell, Hunter. No need. I just told you everything you need to know. He's a bit sensitive about the topic. It could be useful to have an audio version of the Parchment of Power when I am done with them. They will not have hands. We've known each other for 86,400 minutes. I did the math. Well, he probably wouldn't be much worse than Blade, honestly. Very funny. See, this is exactly the kind of behavior I received from Stark. You seem lost. I hope to avoid ever being on the receiving end of that, Blade. Things always look a little brighter in the morning. Unfortunately. Yes, excellent choice. Did that sound creepy? The other day, I accidentally bumped into Blade, and he looked at me like I'd farted. It's okay. I am a bit of a foodie. Yes, we could enjoy the silence together. As if we were donating blood.
How about a bit of teamwork?
Why is everyone upset with Blaze? He was just looking out for his own interests. Oh, right, that's not what heroes do. I believe we've seen all there is to see in the desert. It doesn't take long.
Our failure here could mean the end of humanity itself.
Oh, how could you tell?
I had high hopes, but this isn't looking good. I can't seem to lose their interest. I can repair that, but we can't let them abuse my machine.
I'm all for defying Sin's plans, but did we need to destroy an ancient relic in the process? Deserve? Based on my many past sins, I deserve nothing. Yes, I am very good at nodding along. Do you want to start over? What were you saying? I'm sure it was interesting. I'm still picking bits of symbiote out of my teeth. Captain America is in a mood. Do you need me to talk to him? Because I don't want to. Just remember, I'm the dashing, handsome one. You make me feel better about myself. I don't appreciate being told how I feel. Time to unlock the secrets of life itself. Just another workday. After Wanda is done with the Hulk, we could roll him out and use him as a rug.
I think that's fairly obvious to all of us, hence the urgency.
Some of it. But gaining proper funding was always a battle. I wish I had access to Tony's financial planners back then. You know, some bats eat fish. I should try that.
The master toy maker in action.
I'll see you around, I'm sure.
So you do have some talent.
All right, look, this place is full of frenemies. You can't expect us not to bump heads from time to time. But we all share the same goal.
This should really be something.
I think my teeth are bigger.
If anything, I should be called Sabretooth. This is worse than I could have imagined.
I definitely would have caught the captain if he had fallen. But you see, the real Greece is even more magical than any of Homer's epics. You Odyssey it for yourself. Should I be afraid of your little mob? I think I got in a few good licks on the Hulk. Pretty tasty. Sorry, am I being creepy again? Robbie has the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. I'm here if he needs a mentor. I'm sorry, what are you saying? Naturally. I am an open book. When I was a child, we had a saying, grab an egg and shave it.
You must not realize what you've done.
I'll take that forge demon over the sun any day of the week. I know people take priority, but my bats could save lives. They're important too. It is. I am surprised a person with your experience is so open-minded. Crossbones really did a number on you guys. Know why? It's because I wasn't there. That is why I'm here. I see. You are implying that I have something to teach my fellow doctor. I suppose we could compare notes. Very astute, Hunter. That is a wonderful sentiment. Please pass that along to Blade. I think he missed the memo. I get the feeling that I'm being followed.